A title company owner told me his team was doing their actual work after 6 o'clock. Not because they were behind on closings, because they spent the entire day inside an inbox. Every message had to be opened, read, judged, and routed by a person who could have been doing something worth a lot more than clerical sorting. So we built a system that reads the inbox first. 6 workflows, running before anyone logs in, deciding what matters. I am going to show you all 6, including the one we got wrong the first time, and why that mistake would have cost the client a client. Here's who this is for. If you run a title company, a law firm, an insurance agency, or a property management shop, your inbox is not a communication tool. It is your intake pipeline. And right now that pipeline is being managed by whoever opens Outlook first in the morning. In the next 6 minutes, I will show you the 6 workflows, what each one decides, where we deliberately put a human back in the middle, and the single guardrail that keeps a system like this from embarrassing you in front of a client. I am Ronnie Bailey. I run Visionary Solutions Group. We build these systems for small and mid-sized businesses. Let's get into it. Most people misdiagnose this problem. They think the cost is typing. It is not. The bottleneck is deciding. Every single message forces 4 judgment calls. Is this urgent? Which file does it belong to? Who owns it? And what has to happen next? 4 decisions on every message before any real work gets done. That is not an email problem. That is a routing problem wearing an email costume. And here's why hiring does not fix it. A new hire does not remove those 4 decisions. It just moves them to someone who knows your files less well. The fix is a system that makes those 4 calls before a human ever opens the message. That is what we built. 6 workflows. Each one does exactly one job and hands off to the next. Workflow 1 is intake. It pulls messages in and normalizes them into a single, clean format. So everything downstream is dealing with the same shape of data, no matter where it came from. Workflow 2 is classification. This is where the language model reads the message and decides what kind of thing it actually is. A status request, a document delivery, a problem, a new order. Workflow 3 is matching. It links the message to the correct file, matter, or order number. This is the unglamorous one, and it is the one that makes or breaks the whole system. Workflow 4 is routing. It assigns an owner, sets a priority, and creates the task. This is the step that used to eat your team's morning. Workflow 5 is drafting. It writes a proposed reply. Notice the word proposed. We will come back to that. And workflow 6 is escalation. Anything ambiguous, anything high dollar, or where the sender sounds unhappy, gets pulled out and put in front of a human with a note explaining exactly why it was flagged. 5 of those 6 are live and validated right now. Number 1 is waiting on one export format from the client system, which is a very normal place for a project like this to sit. Now the part I promised you. The first version tried to send. It was accurate most of the time. And most of the time is a catastrophic standard when the message is going to somebody's client. One confidently wrong reply about a closing date does more damage than 100 slow ones. The math is not close. So we changed the architecture. The system now drafts and holds. A person approves. Approving 20 prepared drafts takes a few minutes. Composing 20 from scratch takes an hour. That is the whole trick. You are not automating the judgment. You are automating everything that happens before the judgment and everything that happens after it. If a vendor tells you their AI will just handle your client email end to end, ask them what happens when it is confidently wrong. Watch what they say. So what changed? The inbox stopped being the first task of the day. It became a review queue instead of a sorting job. Messages get to the right person without a person deciding who the right person is. And nothing sits unseen, because anything the system is unsure about is escalated on purpose instead of sitting quietly at the bottom of a folder. We are seeing teams reclaim over 30 hours every single week, returning that time to high-value closing work instead of clerical triage. If you want to build something like this yourself, there are only 3 real decisions. 1. Where does the data come from, and can you get it out cleanly? 90% of failed automation projects die right here, on an export format nobody checked before the kickoff call. 2. What is the decision layer? This is the model, the prompts, and the rules. It is the fun part, and it is the part everybody overbuilds. 3. Where is the human gate? Decide this before you write a single line, not after something goes wrong. Get those 3 right in that order, and the tooling barely matters. Get them wrong, and no platform on earth saves you. Now let me talk you out of it. If your team handles a light volume of email and nobody is drowning, do not build this. You will spend real money to solve a problem you do not have. If your intake process is not written down anywhere, do not build this either. Automating an undocumented process just makes the mess move faster. And if nobody internally owns this after we leave, it will quietly rot in 6 months. Every automation needs an owner with a name. Fix the process on paper first, then automate the version that already works. Here is the one thing to take with you. Your inbox is an intake pipeline, and right now it is being routed by whoever happens to open it first. That is a business decision you never actually made. If you want to know whether your operation is a fit for this, the link in the description books a short call. No deck, no pitch. We look at where your intake actually breaks, and I tell you straight whether this is worth building for you. That is it. Go fix your pipeline.